Hey, what is going on, you Style Cramp and Cramorant? So, I've been VOD reviewing the Arlington Regional Championships over on the stream. Took me a little while to start VOD reviewing it because right when I came back from Arlington, I did go on a little bit of a Christmas break. But now that I'm back, been VOD reviewing it. And today's video is going to be one of the rounds that I did VOD review between Reggie and Lost Box. It was the round 5 match. If you want to catch all the other matches that I did VOD review, round 4, second round 4 game, and all the rounds after round 5, all those rounds will be posted on the secondary YouTube channel. I might post one more of like the top cut matches or something over here on this channel. I do plan on also VOD reviewing all the major tournaments coming up going into next year. So be sure to stay tuned for more of this kind of content here on the main channel, and then also on the secondary YouTube channel, where most of it will be posted. So go subscribe to the secondary YouTube channel, link in the description below. And if you want to catch me live VOD reviewing these gameplays, check out the Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Link in the description for that as well. So check out the secondary YouTube channel, check out the Twitch channel, and let's go ahead and let's get into this VOD review. Battle VIP Pass opens the Zekrom. Zekrom's a pretty good attacker in this matchup because it one-hit KOs most of the Reggies. But the best attacker in this matchup is definitely going to be the Raikou. The amazing... I didn't even check the prize cards. Was there anything relevant in the prize cards? Hang on, let's go back for a second. 3 Reggies prized. Not a huge deal in this matchup, I don't think, though. And then on Pram's side... the training court is prized, which is your only out to path, but they have so many paths, like you don't really plan to use Greninja in this matchup anyways. The boss is prized, that probably won't matter. So the biggest thing in this matchup for Pram is just to set up Raikou. And try and get double KOs with it. Throughout the game, once, maybe twice if you can. Really good start for Pram here. Double Battle VIP Pass, double Comfey coming out. You may as well grab Greninja off the rip here, and design up the Manaphy as well. Get all the utility Pokemon. I like it. I think that's fine. And then you're looking to just use Raikou as soon as possible. And also, like, depending on if Hammond plays the bad Lecky or not, you can always use Raikou to, like, KO the good Lecky. Not always, because you can do plays for Matthew where you, like, put the Lecky in play, charge up your attacker, and then net the Lecky out of play. That way the Raikou can't take too many knockouts. There's an energy in hand here for Pram, so boom, gonna discard that first, draw 2. I wouldn't have hated to see the Raikou grabbed off the rip. Well, there's a Battle VIP Pass again, so triple Battle VIP Pass here for Pram. Super cool gameplay. Could go third Comfey here. Eyeing up the Cram. I don't like the Cram take. I would like to actually see the Raikou take and just attach to it turn 1, I think. But maybe you're gonna attach or treat a Comfey in the end, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Hitting with Cram. I mean, you want to like hit with your bigger things as soon as possible, I feel like. Because even just taking knockouts puts a lot of pressure on them to like find an extra Reggie or something. So pretty easy discard off the rip here. And then probably going to retreat Comfey into Comfey and then use another one. You got to build up the Lost Zone eventually, so. Has the switch card. So the debate is attach versus save the energy attachment for turn, or save the energy in general, even for potentially Greninja next turn. Versus, that was like 2 bad cards. It was a choice belt and a Battle VIP Pass. That's actually why I was like saying like third Comfey was actually pretty solid here. I think I don't actually like the Cram take here from Pram. I don't like the Cram take. I would have gone with third Comfey, or maybe the Raikou to start setting up an attacker would have been fine. But I would have gone with third Comfey here. Then you can like switch card into that Comfey, use that Comfey, and then your board is kind of locked. But you're gonna find scoop up nets eventually. Like it's just gonna happen. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I think the third Comfey was probably the best grab there from Pram, because the Cram is just attacking with Cram is just so mid because they just net the damage out of play. It's like fine if you go second turn 1 using it, and if you have nothing else using it, but I think it's always better in this matchup to dig for bigger plays that involve knockouts, or setting up more aggressive for like 2-hit KOs and stuff like that, because like the Cram play is so easily just dealt with by your opponent. Just playing a scoop up net, which most of the Reggie lists these days play the 4 scoop up net. So let me find both these. Let me see if it does not look like Hammond ended up making day 2. Actually, no. All right, so check and choose. I didn't see the check and choose there. Speed lightning for 2. Hang on, let me see if I like that sequencing though. Pay a little bit more attention here. Okay. Hold up. I'm trying to think of what I do. Do I usually speed lightning first? I think I would speed lightning first here, right? I think I would always speed lightning first here. Yeah, I would always speed lightning first here, I think. Because depending on what you draw, like that, so we saw the speed lightning here. Or we saw the Trek and Choose and there was a Marnie. Well, you have to grab the Marnie because it's a draw support. If you speed lightning first, you're going to have more information on if it's okay to like Trek and Choose away a draw supporter or something. So I actually don't think I like that sequencing there from Matthew. Because I think you're never not playing the speed lightning. I think you're always playing speed lightning here out of this hand. I find it hard to believe that you'd ever try and save your energy attachment return to become an Aurora discard plus a discard or capture. So I think I would just speed first there. I think I would pretty much always speed first there. It's probably not a huge deal. I'm not even sure for sure, but we're definitely going to research here now as Matthew. So Ultra Ball comes down. We prize an Ice. And we prize an Ice, a Gigas, and another Reggie. I think it was a Drago, actually. So we're going to go with the Ice Grab here because we're less likely to find that one. Actually, not even really because we could find the Heavy Ball. So actually, at this point, because we have the Drago and the Gigas, and I don't even know if Hammond checked there, but we go with the Registeel. But it's actually about the same, right? Yeah, because you could find the Heavy Ball. And because you already have the Gigas and the Drago, you're not decreasing their odds. So it actually, I guess it's fine to grab Steel here because you have the same amount of outs to the Regice as the Registeel because the Heavy Ball isn't out. Have the Path as well, which of course you want to put in play, and then the Research. So we're getting closer to a turn 1 attack. Need a couple Reggies. They're the captures, can't use them. Going with the Trek and Choose first, like it. Onto a Marnie. So we're not attacking on this turn here for Matthew, but that's fine. You don't usually expect to attack on this turn. I wouldn't even play anything else here as Matthew, to be honest. I don't even know if I'd play this Ultra Ball. I don't think I would, because you actually don't want to play the Ultra. Well, maybe you want to. Well, I don't know. I don't really want to play the Ultra Ball. I do want to play the Ultra Ball, but I don't want to play it now because I want to top deck a Reggie. I want to top deck Regice or Regirock and then Ultra Ball for Regice or Regirock next turn after I top deck one and get the other one, and then I don't have to attach Capture Energy for turn, which means I can then attach an Aurora or a Speed Lightning and actually attack. I can increase my odds of attacking turn 2. So this is actually just a mistake here from Matthew because you actually do want to top deck Regice or Regirock next turn. So that way it increases your odds of attacking next turn because now you're attaching the Capture Energy next turn instead because your chances of top decking the Regice went down, or one of those two Reggies went down. So now you're probably going to attach the Capture as Matthew, but now if you draw into an Aurora or a Speed, you can't attach it. So yeah, just a missequence there from Matthew. And then hits for 20. Over to Pram, double nets. Like I said, we're going to draw the nets eventually. That's why I kind of like the idea of the triple Comfy setup, because triple Comfy would just lead to a higher chance of getting off these Mirage Gates and stuff like that. There's the Comfy reset. And attacking, like I said, attacking with Cram here is just pretty mid. Like, it's just pretty bad. Like, it just doesn't do... It just like, theoretically would do nothing. So that's, like, the problem with attacking with. That is the problem with attacking with Cram here. It just might just do nothing, which you don't want to do. Doing nothing is generally not advised. Thinking about going for another Comfy use here from Pram. I like it. You got to get to the Colruses eventually. You can't wait too long. There's a Colrus. It does involve another Scoop Up Net hitting the Lost Zone, but got to do what you got to do sometimes with Lost Zone. We are going to get to 7 here as Pram. So we could look for a potential KO with Zekrom, but I don't think there's a Lightning Energy in hand. So you'd love to get a KO here and not just settle for a Cram Punch. But I think Cram Punch might be what Pram has to settle for here. We'll see. You don't want to do it. Sometimes you got to do it. The energy to retreat, I guess, just doesn't make the most sense here. And yeah, there's just the Cram Punch. You don't want to do it, but you got to do something. You want to do something here, so. Okay, Registeel top deck from Matthew. Not a great one, but it's fine. But that's what I was saying. Like, if that could have been the Regice if you had left the Regice in the deck as Matthew, and then you Ultra Ball for the Regirock, and now you play the Marnie, because you don't want to play a Research and lose another Ordinary Rod, I don't think. And Marnie's really good. I get to see, there's the Capture has to come down. I'm actually waiting for the punish here. I'm ready for Matthew to draw into a Speed Lightning or an Aurora and then just not be able to attack this turn because of it. So I'm ready for the punish. I do like the Marnie here. I definitely like the Marnie here. I actually maybe would like to have seen Pram play the Mirage Gate last turn, to be honest, just put 2 energy on the Zekrom. It thins out the deck of the energy, which is good, because energy, you don't want to really draw into energy here as Pram. You want to draw into you Colruses and utility cards like more Mirage Gates and stuff. Oh, got the Quick Ball alongside the Speed. Okay, so I was almost right. We almost got him. Not quite. So fortunate for Matthew. Got the Speed and a way to discard it. The Reggie is staying in the active with the energy, though. Or with the damage. So this will let Pram's Cram be able to work with the damage. that Pram had built up. So this is where Pram wants to actually use Sableye. This is the turn to use Sableye, because you get to KO the active Lecky, and then you get to set up damage on all the bench Reggies, which sets up for other Sableye knockouts. You could also set up damage for Greninja knockouts, but you really just need to set up for other Sableye knockouts or potential Cram knockouts, and then also you can set up for the Raikou KOs as well, and you won't need the Zigzagoon. So this is like, Pram wants to dig really, really hard here for Sableye. Sableye is insanely good here. And did get a Colress to start it off from the Marnie, so it'll be a good spot. Yo, appreciate the raid there, Yoshi. I see Psych. Ooh, that's a lot of good cards. Pram's like, why is there so many good cards here, man? That is a lot of good cards. The gate is almost a must-take. Gate's not as important when you get the Sableye play off, though, to be honest. So the what's called is not as important here. Thinking about, definitely has to get rid of one of the energies, and goes with the Escape Rope. I almost kind of like trying to keep the Escape Rope, because that's like another Comfy use, which seems pretty important here. I think it was Colress and Colress there. So we actually, does Pram even have a way to get a knockout? Can Pram even, you don't even want, yeah, you really want to knock out this Lecky with the, what's it called, like I said. I gave Snorlax, but Snorlax into this thing is so bad. That's actually insanely awful. You could punch with Manaphy. No, I don't even think Pram plays Waters. Yeah, it's not good. You could use the first attack of Zekrom here, I guess, from Pram. Yeah, no, the Sableye attack was just so good here. There was a Sableye on the bottom of the deck, though, because it did get shuffled to the bottom. Yeah, and we could have already had some of these energy. Like I said, we could have thinned out the deck a little bit more aggressively on the previous turn, played that gate out of hand before you potentially get Marnied as Pram. Yeah, taking the knockout like this is just so bad. Snorlax is coming down with an energy, so yeah, it's going to be just a Zekrom punch, which is not terrible. Hit him for the 30. I've never used that attack from Zekrom. KO the Lecky. So Pram's hope is here that Matthew does whiff an attack this turn, which it is possible, to be honest, because Matthew actually doesn't have any Auroras built up yet. And I was actually thinking about setting up the Gigas with 0 Twin in the discard pile. See the Heavy Ball top deck here and played. Not a great time to top deck the Heavy Ball, to be honest, because any of the Reggies you get out of the prize cards here are going to be going straight to the discard pile. Goes for the Gigas, so Gigas will be the one to the discard pile. I actually don't like that grab there from Matthew, actually. I think, well, I don't know. It puts it in the discard pile for you. I don't know how many Gigas Matthew plays. That's like another thing here. There's a research. Gets rid of the bad Lecky. Okay, so this is actually just a big mistake here from... Wait, that's actually huge. That's a big mistake here from Matthew. So bad Lecky is actually the better Lecky in the Lost Box matchup as soon as the Manaphy hits the board. If they don't play Manaphy, or it's like prize, or they can't find it, then if you attack with good Lecky enough times, you can build up damage on Comfies and get like multi-prize knockouts. But bad Lecky is really good in this matchup because Sableye doesn't KO bad Lecky, but Sableye KOs good Lecky. Also, in this situation as Matthew, you just need a Lecky in play. Why not just bench the bad Lecky and net it later if you really need to get to the good Lecky? But you're in a board state where good Lecky never matters. Like, good Lecky never matters here. So it's actually a huge mistake from Matthew. And not only that, I'm not even sure I like the... Okay, I do understand actually why Matthew didn't bench the bad Lecky, because if you get a net and good Lecky, you're actually way better, where you're way more likely to attack this turn as Matthew. So actually I understand why Matthew discarded bad Lecky there, but then you need good Lecky plus net as opposed to just a twin energy. I guess maybe this does make sense for Matthew overall. You could also get Aurora, discard Aurora plus net. I guess this opens up. The thing is, you need to hit the good Lecky, though. So actually, I don't know actually if that's correct or not. But actually, I could be wrong on it being incorrect. I appreciate the 19 months there, Blitz. I actually could be wrong on this being incorrect. But yeah, you don't want good Lecky in play. Because now this turn from Pram could just be like, oh, I'm just going to KO your good Lecky for turn. Also, in this matchup specifically, good Lecky is that much worse because Pram does play Raikou. So in this matchup, good Lecky is actually worse than it normally is against Lost Box decks. Because it makes an easy target for Raikou to go after. All right, did get the twin energy, did get the good Lecky. There was reason behind keeping good Lecky around, to be honest. It was fair, I guess. And does get the knockout here on the Zekrom. Pram will have the response with the Snorlax, most likely. Does need to find a Barrage Gate, but there's plenty of those left. There was one prized, but I'm confident Pram will probably be able to find one. Let's see. Here we go. Colress. There's a gate. Got to get rid of Guru and Choice Belt here. Guru is really good, though, actually. I could see getting rid of, instead of Guru, I actually think Pram should maybe get rid of the net there. You already have the air balloon set up, so you have like a ton of flower selections coming your way from the free air balloon. I actually like, Guru is like insanely good at making your flower selections more efficient and just setting up around Marnie, which you never really know how much the Reggie player plays. Like Reggie's play like 2 to 4 Marnie, depending on the list. So I actually think Pram should have given up the scoop up net there and kept the Guru. I actually think that was a mistake. Guru's insanely powerful up against decks that play Marnie in Lost Box. And it's just really good. The card's just really good. The card's just insanely good. Oh, Sableye and Raikou. Well, you have to keep the Raikou here as Pram. I'm sure Pram will realize that. And I think Pram does play 2 Sableye. I can pull up Pram's list real fast. So you have the second Sableye in the deck for later. It's not even really a question here. You'd have to take the Raikou. I'd been very disappointed in Pram if Pram had taken the Pram had taken the other one there. Yeah, you don't really have a choice. You appreciate the 31 months there, Fink. All right, so I think Pram's looking for the Ordinary Rod here. There's no energy left in the deck, I believe, here for Pram. So Pram has to Ordinary Rod here to combo with this Mirage Gate. Very sad if Pram did not. Be a very sad Mirage Gate. So get our energy here. I mean, they're both coming to play on the Snorlax. That's actually not true. One could stay in the deck. One of these energies could stay in the deck. Because Pram could attach. No, but you want to attach for turn. You do want to get... Yeah. Trying to figure out what is the correct 2 to take here. Looking at Lightning and Grass. You also will need the metal later for the Raikou, though. I mean, you also need a metal and a grass. So Pram's going to have to find a Rod or a Recycler at some point. Yeah, so it goes with the 2. Oh, no, has the metal in the hand, actually. Okay. Oh, there was a Psychic left. Okay, my bad. Actually, the Pram just has no deck left. Whoa. Okay, throws the energy on the Raikou. All right, I'm actually just confused. Are we attacking with Raikou this turn from Pram? Maybe Pram is going to hope that Matthew doesn't have Gift or doesn't have Net. Actually, this is like a really risky play from Pram, I feel like. I feel like Pram could have gone with Snorlax here, and then next turn followed up with the Raikou play once there's a Giga Snot in the active. So Pram is attacking with Raikou here, not triggering the gift energy on purpose, hitting this, knocking out the Lecky. But then you don't have like a KO to KO Gigas plus another knockout. I actually just don't like this play from Pram. Oh, and it actually goes with 120 on the Drago. This like just plays super poorly into Scoop Up Net, though. Because now Matthew just has to scoop up net the Drago and you just lose 120 damage. And I don't even know how many... It depends how many net Matthew's down, though. If Matthew's down a lot of net, then I actually think this play is okay. Well, let's have a look here. Matthew is down a couple Ordinary Rods, I think. Maybe just one, actually. Down 0 scoop up net. I don't like this play at all from Pram. Yeah, Matthew is down 0 scoop up net, had a 6-card hand, so Gift Energy wasn't even giving Matthew that much to work with anyways. So I think Pram definitely should have gone Snorlax knockout, get 1 energy on the Raikou for next turn, and then next turn, use your Marnie, which we should have Primate Wisdomed to the top of the deck. Well, I guess if we had put the Guru in play, to be honest, then we wouldn't have space to get that extra energy on the play on the Raikou. So maybe it's correct to have not taken Guru there. I still don't like the scoop up net take, though. I think we should have tried to keep Guru. I guess we just wouldn't have put it in play. Yeah. We've seen Ordinary Rod coming in from Matthew getting the Drago, and I would like to see Matthew get bad Lecky here. Stop getting good Lecky, get the bad Lecky. Now I think it's definitely correct to just like full all in on bad Lecky. It's good Lecky, though, which I don't like, because we should be able to build up Aurora energy at some point. At this point, I think we'll be able to get Auroras between this turn and next turn. All right, let's see what Matthew does. Matthew has the Research, so we should see Research here. Get rid of an Aurora, and then you just get a Scoop Up Net, and we're chilling. No net. That is actually insane. There's no net in the discard pile. But this still doesn't put Pram ahead in the prize exchange. It will allow Pram to now go Sableye, KO Gigas, KO Drago, play the Marnie, so he KOs 2 of the Reggies in the same turn while playing Marnie, which is a pretty powerful combo. And then after that, Pram can try and follow up with a secondary Raikou. Pram does have a Gate, Ordinary Rod left, so we'll be able to go into Sableye and then back into Raikou, which means this Snorlax might just never see play here, to be honest. Well, no, Sableye... I guess you'd have to go Sableye, KO2, Snorlax, Raikou, maybe? Because I think Pram does have 2 Mirage Gates left. You see, Matthew's retreating the Gigas, and this is also, I think, a mistake here from Matthew. Is this a mistake? It just doesn't seem like it matters to retreat. Oh, but you're going to the Regidrago. I actually don't hate it. Oh, especially if you could still draw a card for turn, actually. And maybe find a scoop up net. Okay, we can still find a scoop up net this turn, actually. It doesn't even go for it, though. I don't like that from Matthew. I definitely want to see it. We could have played the quick ball, got rid of probably the Path to the Peak in hand. I think there's a Path in the hand there. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, so we should have dug for a net here. Yeah, quick ball away the Path to the Peak. Say screw it at this point. Dig for a net. Maybe get rid of one of the Reggies. I would have been fine with that as well. All right, Prayam Sableye is online. Has the Marnie as well. So we'll take 2 Reggies out of play plus Marnie. So being a little bit disruptive as well. Yeah, see, there's that net still in Prayam's hand that's just not going to see play here. That's why I didn't like the net take. But I think with the way the board state ended up, there wouldn't have been bench space for Prayam's Guru anyways. The net at the end of the game could still be useful as well to chain like one Comfy out. What's it called would be really good here on the bench, Guru, but you're unlikely to get it. Oh, the Goon goes. No, we have the Sableye to set up the damage, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We can see the Rod hit the play right now, and I think you want to play the Rod now. You want to recover Raikou because you need to draw into it, and you also want to recover the double lightning energy so you can draw into one of the lightnings, and the recycler recovers the grass and the metal. But it looks like Prayam's going to play it a little bit slower here and actually not use the Rod yet. I think probably wants to recover the Sableye alongside the Raikou, to be honest, and that's why we're not seeing the Rod get played yet. Because you do need like another attacker. So we got 120, so 1-3, so we're down 4. Prayam's going to put 1 on each of the Reggies. Maybe a couple more than that on some of them. Put 1 on the Lecky so you can KO with a Cram potentially, and it goes 2-2. So everything's KOable by Cram as well. Has 1 more damage left, and just goes 1 more to Lecky. I don't know if it really... That damage probably just doesn't matter anywhere. All right, so the Marnie combo. Missed the gate off the prize cards, which isn't good. Did get the boss. There's a Marnie in the hand here, though, for Matthew, but all of Matthew's Reggies are on the bottom of the deck now, which is going to make it hard to find. Thinking about the Lecky send-up, that's fine. Quick Ball top deck is great. That shuffles the deck. The Quick Ball top deck is actually insane here. It shuffles the deck. You definitely want to go with the Reggie Drago, though. Yeah, gets the Drago. Nice. And I also want to see this net get used here from Matthew. Net the Lecky, go into the Drago. Maybe even attach the Twin. It depends if there's capture energy left or not. That's like a big deal. Once again, this Lecky should be a bad Lecky. It sucks that this Lecky is a good Lecky. You really want the bad Lecky here. You really want the bad Lecky here. Attaches the Twin. Yeah, once again, I don't know if there's any capture left. Dude, if we had a good Lecky on the... Good Lecky is just so much better than bad Lecky here. Okay, we should be able to find the... What's it called here? Has a net. I think you just burn this net and you reset some of this damage on one of these Reggies. It depends how many net Matthew plays. Yeah, I like the... Oh, what? No, but that's less damage. Wait, what? That is actually so bad there from Matthew. So you just reset... Does that matter? I guess that does take away a 120 HP Pokemon off your bench, but you have 3 other 110 HP Pokemon on your bench. So I think that's just incorrect. Especially once you know the Goon is gone. You know Prayam can't use Raikou to 1 KO the active. Once again, see, that goes back to just bad Lecky should just kind of be here anyways. Like, bad Lecky is so good in this matchup. It's actually insane. But bad Lecky should have already been here. You get the net reset on the bad Lecky. And then you net reset another thing. And then you have 2 less damage in play. So not putting bad Lecky in play more aggressively is really stacking up here against Matthew now. Got the quick ball. Got a trekking shoes as well. I would almost like to see the trekking shoes get played first. That way you could quick ball for whatever Reggie Pram potentially KOs on the following turn if you combo that with like an ordinary Rod. Because Pram still has the Snorlax, so Pram could just like KO your active here and you might need to find the Drago. So I wouldn't hate to see trekking shoes first here, to be honest. If not, quick ball away Path I think is also fine. It's pretty close. Gets up the Lecky. Oh, but does have another Lecky left. Has 2 net left too. So had 2 more net left as well. Good is bad, bad is good. You appreciate the 3113 sub there, Fink. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So it's just Reggies and nets left for Matthew at this point. Reggies and nets. So you don't need to dig with the trekking shoes this turn. All right, here comes the Gigas. Throw some energy on the active. Maybe want to make it a pivot as well, so you might put an extra energy on there. Already has 1 energy on there. Oh, it's a choice spell. Actually, my bad. It's not energy. Okay, and there's a swing. KO the Sableye. All right, Pram's turn. If Pram can draw a prize card this turn and then 2 prize cards on the next turn, could be in a pretty good spot. Goes with the Comfy first. There is the Mirage Gate, but doesn't have the Raikou. It doesn't have the Raikou. Could just take the knockout with Snorlax. I think there's the other Drago in the deck, so then you'd be hope. Actually, I don't know if there is another Drago in the deck, actually. I take that back. I'm not sure if there is a Drago in the deck. Pram, both players are pretty close to decking out, but Pram's not too worried about it because Pram does have an Ordinary Rod and... No, it looks like the other Drago is in the deck here. The one thing that's not... The one thing that Matthew is out of, though, because Matthew did quick ball away the Lecky, is Matthew's out of Leckies. Goes with another Comfy, so he's still digging for something. Found the boss, but also found an Ordinary Rod. Ends up getting rid of the boss. Okay. That's getting super sketchy here. What even becomes the play? Here comes the Ordinary Rod. I assume Sableye, and I don't even know if you go for the Raikou here. Does Raikou even make sense here at this point? Maybe you go for the Zekrom just to have another big hitter. Goes for the Raikou, though. I mean, Raikou will be able to get one of the smaller things off the bench, I guess. Has a Lightning in hand. It's another energy at this point. Gonna go for the Metal. I feel like both of these are being Mirage gated into play anyway, so this might not actually matter which energy Pram grabs here. Yeah, I think they're both getting gated. Oh, no, there was two Psychics. I mean, yes, Snorlax is swinging. Matthew does have another Regidrago in the deck. I actually wonder if Matthew could have put a Gift Energy on the active. I just don't know how many cards Matthew has left in the deck. I think Matthew could have put a Gift on the active and drawn those cards. But now Matthew's going to see less cards on this next turn. Thinking about Regirock. Goes with the Rock. Draws a net. Heavy Ball. Or is the Drago prized? No, wait. Was he out of Drago? Wait, was Matthew actually out of Drago there? I thought there was another one in the deck. Am I trolling? There wasn't. Oh my gosh. So that was the only Drago in the deck. So then Matthew definitely needed to go. Oh, Matthew actually just trolled then here. I didn't see one in the discard pile, so I thought there was... So Matthew needed to go play Trekking Shoes, get Scoop Up Net the Drago, attack with literally anything else besides Regidrago to KO the Sableye. Instead, Matthew was like fine with the Regidrago commitment. So definitely some missteps there from Matthew. I think Pram could have played a little bit cleaner as well. It was at 1.25. Okay, didn't feel like it. All right, going into game 2. Only 20 minutes left. So if game 2 goes as long as game 1, then probably won't finish. A couple Reggie's prize. Nothing too big on either prizes, though. And actually some pretty good last prize cards here from Pram. If you're going to prize a Battle VIP Pass, you want it in the end. Same thing with the Path to the Peak. That's pretty much useless. And does have a Battle VIP Pass plus Comfy start. So pretty good start here for Pram. Check and chooses into the Heavy Ball. Going to be pretty happy to probably see these Reggie's prize. Should go for the Regirock here. And does get the Regirock. Yeah, I want to see Matthew... Well, yeah, I want to see Matthew more aggressively set up Bad Lecky. Good Lecky's fine early game. If like Pram doesn't have the Manaphy down immediately and you think maybe they can't find it, then actually Good Lecky is good, but Bad Lecky is better. Yeah. For the Twin has a Marnie. I don't even know what the other card in the hand is there for Matthew. Pass over to Pram. I don't even know if I actually don't even. I think I agree with Matthew benching anything here. You do know Pram plays a Marnie because of the last game. Usually Lost Spike plays no hand disruption. But one thing that Pram definitely plays is Escape Rope, and way more likely to see Escape Rope turn 1 and use it than a Marnie. So I actually don't like Matthew actually benching anything here, because now if Pram plays an Escape Rope turn 1, if you don't find a Scoop Up Net, it's possible you just whiff an attack here as Matthew because of that. So I actually don't like Matthew benching anything here. I think that's probably a pretty big mistake. So eyeing up Comfy and Manaphy. Pram being really aggressive with the Manaphy. Has a Quick Ball as well. Get rid of that Zamazenta. And I think probably going to go ahead and grab the Greninja. Yeah, you may as well use it. Like if you have this much basic search on your first turn, like grabbing the Greninja. I actually don't know if I love the Manaphy grab here though from Pram. Maybe trying to find that later and then like actually grab third. I like third Comfy pretty often, to be honest. I'm a pretty big fan of third Comfy grabs on the initial draws, because depending on how you draw, if you just draw a bunch of switch cards and you're like retreating with energy and stuff, then the third Comfy will actually get used. But like as you play out the turn, like if you ever like see a Comfy on the top of the deck, you can almost never take it over the other cards. So getting it out aggressively, I don't know, usually feels pretty good. We'll see. That is so bad. Pretty bad. Yeah. That's pretty rough. That's a lot of good cards. I think we've only ever had like one Colress be that bad before, where it's just like, this is all good. I like all of these cards. Goes with the quick ball. So I think definitely looking for that knock or that hit with the Cram here. Sableye and or Zekrom and Energy, my bad. Yeah, you don't really need the Zekrom in this matchup. It's okay, but if you have the Snorlax, you'll be all right. You need something that can like take one hits, usually most of the time. I do like the quick ball on the Goon. You can recover it later with the Ordinary Rod. And you want to keep the energy around. Gotta retreat, and then like if your hand sticks, then and Path doesn't make its way to play, then you need some extra energy for the Greninja as well. So we'll get the Cram hit here. Like I said, it's pretty. I don't know. Hitting with Cram is like pretty meh, but you do want to do it because then you force your opponent to have the net. If they don't have the net, then you can actually start to get ahead with the Sableye play on the next turn, and then that can kind of snowball. If you can go like Cram into Sableye, that can kind of snowball pretty fast in this matchup when you have something like a Raikou or like the Kyogre or whatever to draw double prize cards at some point. And specifically, the Sableye damage like matters that much more in this deck for Pram because of the Raikou, whereas Kyogre will always draw 2 prize cards. Raikou needs a little bit of setup damage. Yeah, punch for 110. Maybe it sticks. Maybe Matthew just draw passes. Who knows? Research top deck is pretty good, though. So here we go. Off to the races here for Matthew. 7 cards. Got a Twin. Got a Lecky. I think we got everything here. Got a Quick Ball and a Capture. And it's Bad Lecky. So this time Matthew doesn't have a choice, and Bad Lecky has to make its way into play. Yeah, Matthew doesn't have a choice this time around. Definitely want to see the discard on the Twin here and keep the Capture Energy for a Reggie on the next turn or coming up turn. I don't know why. So these are the kind of situations where like the time is against Matthew here, because if this goes to time, it's a tie, and they're never finishing game. This is like they're never finishing game 3. Game 3 is not happening. So Matthew needs to like. These are the kind of situations where it's like I kind of always talk about like it's like fine to like think through that much of your turn and try and play perfect when you have the time to. But when you don't have time to like take those extra couple seconds to think about actions. You just need to know. You have to like play in a way where you just like know you have to play faster, and even if you make misplays because of it, that's fine, because your goal isn't to your goal at the end of the day is to maximize your chance to win the match or win a game, not your goal is to maximize your chance to win a match or win the game, not to play optimally, right? There's like a balance to it. If you want to play as optimally as possible, because if you just play super sloppy all the time, you're not going to win any games. But when you have like when you're coming down to the wire in game 3, or you lost game 1, and you're trying to win game 2, like this game right here for Matthew, like who cares what you quick ball away there? Just quick ball something. Like who cares what it is? Probably avoid quick balling the draw supporter. And the Twin Energy is the optimal discard there, I think, for sure. But spending 10 extra seconds to think about, oh, do I quick ball the Twin Energy or the Capture Energy, which is 100% like legal and fine play. It's like fine to take those 10 seconds if you want to as Matthew. But if your goal is to win the match, who cares? Just quick ball something. You just have to like play the game at a suboptimal pace of play, like, which is like unfortunate, but like you kind of have to do it to give yourself a chance to win the game, because you're never going to game 3. You're never going to game 3. So like you're never finishing game 3. You might go to game 3. You're never finishing game 3 here as Matthew. So your only option is either lose or tie. So when you're in this situation as Matthew, this is why it's important to wear a watch and, be conscious of time. So you're not, so you're knowing when you're like, all right, I might be playing sloppier now, but I've got to go, and then you just go. You see the Raikou from Pram. Pram does have 7 in the loss zone, but can't actually attack with Raikou for 2 prize cards here, because there is a Bad Lecky on the board. And Pram did give up the Goon earlier in the game. So thinking about hard retreat. Actually, Pram's only way to move this Comfy is hard retreat. So it looks like it's going to be a back-to-back Cram swings for the KO here, which is fine. Playing 1 prize card behind in Pram's position is usually fine here. The draws from the Gift Energy for Matthew. Tons of Lecky action happening. I believe we have double Aurora here for Matthew. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Goes with the Drago setup. There might not be double Aurora set up here for Matthew quite yet, but we do have a research, so we can just ditch this whole. Once again, Matthew's just like taking too long. Like if there's not 2 Aurora in the discard pile here, you just play the research. If there isn't Aurora in the discard pile here, you attach the Aurora and you just play the Marnie. Is that an Aurora? If that's an Aurora, we should just attach Aurora. Actually, you might just play the research anyways because you do need to find the Gigas. You just gotta go. You appreciate the 19-month resub there, Victor. Capture to Regice. Okay, so we have the research. So we can capture the Gigas and then research, discard the Aurora, and then we have the other Aurora in the discard pile. Which means we'll have 2 Aurora for the Drago. All right, now just throw the path to the play, charge up your dude and attack. That's what I mean by like I said, like sometimes you just have to stop thinking and just literally just play actions. And that's what we need to see more of here from Matthew. And you're going to play worse. You're going to put yourself in a worse spot to win the game if you had guaranteed enough time to play out the game. But that's the thing with the best of 350 minutes is you sometimes will end up in a game where you don't have enough time to actually complete the game fully for sure. And then you just have to play the game. Comfy to the Lost Zone. Does have the Lightning in the hand now, so we could see Pram attack with the Raikou if there's a way to move. But, oh, actually still has the Training Court, so a couple more cards. Net can get to the bench. Then there's the Marnie. There's the Raikou. We have the energy for it. The one thing Pram is missing is the Zigzagoon, which could be Ordinary Rotted back into the deck. But then you'd want to get Net for it, because you don't just want to Goon Ping. You want to, like, get the double KO, which is why this is so much harder to set up. Oh, has the Escape Rope, actually, so we get to keep the Net, but we don't have an out to the Goon. For Pram. Actually has 2 Nets in hand. That's actually, like, bad, because you want them in the deck here. Once again, Matthew is way overthinking this. You just ship the Gigas and just go. It's got to be the Raikou here for Pram. Yeah, the Escape Rope kind of sucks there, actually, to be honest. Because hitting Gigas sucks here. There comes the Recycler. So Recycler already being used. Not going to be great. And leaving the Lightning in the discard pile. So not even going to recover the Goon here, actually. Has to get a Grass. There's a Grass. Got to get a Metal. Grass, Metal. There's a Lightning in the discard pile. So maybe he's going to go with the Boss play here from Pram. Yeah, Pram might Boss here. I don't think Pram's played a supporter yet. I think it's... I mean, Pram doesn't even need to, like, theoretically get the KOs this turn. Could get him later with the Goon. Yeah, I think we're going to see the Boss. Well, I don't know. I end up to Marnie, actually, so I take it back. A lot of Leckies down. So actually a KO on a Lecky here from Pram would be pretty good, to be honest. Like, just Goon Ping KO Lecky. And Pram might just... Now that Pram, like, kind of looked at the discard pile and saw the Leckies there, Pram might go for that. Pram might go, well, all right, I'm going to rod the Goon in, hopefully get the Goon, hit the Gigas, punch the Lecky, and then maybe you just get kind of stuck. But probably wants to save the Rod to recover the Raikou, to be honest. So that's what I'm sure Pram is trying to do, is trying to save the Rod to recover the Raikou to use Raikou again. There's the Training Court. As Marnie has Boss, has options. You'd rather hit, like, any other Reggie plus the Lecky, so that way the Goon can KO those KOs. So if you bring up the Registeel here, you could hit the Steel. It goes with the Steel. Now you can hit Steel plus Lecky, and then Goon Ping KO both of those potentially. Oh, wait, had double Rod in hand, though, actually. I'll go to the Drago instead. I guess that makes sense. So you can't, like, load up energy in the active. Treats. All right, so speed to Lecky. Nets. Finally. Oh, no. We got the path bumped. I was going to say finally finds a path, but we know we've had a path. So could Shuffle Bath double Lecky. Just goes for the Marnie here. I think it's fine. Once again, just the only thing that matters here for Matthew is playing fast. Like, trying to find the optimal play. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Finds a net. Can we get another net? Let's get another net. Damn. Matthew's really been struggling to find the nets, to be honest. Found one, which is pretty important. Finding at least the one net is a pretty big deal. This almost makes you think that because Pram had the double Rod in hand, maybe Pram should have... Pram had the double Rod in hand. Maybe Pram should have played one to put the Goon back in the deck. Doesn't make me think. Having the Goon in the deck right now would have been pretty nice. I guess maybe hoping that there is no Marnie from Matthew was okay. But now you definitely want to play the quick ball first because you need to shuffle the rods. Oh, Sableye pretty good here, though, actually. Actually, Sableye super good here. Yeah, Sableye insanely good here. So we can go Sableye, KO. Once again, KO a Drago, plus set up a bunch of other Reggies to be knocked out later from the Raikou. So that's going to be the play here from Pram. Knock out the Drago, and then set up a bunch of other Reggies to be cleaned up later. Yo, appreciate the 32 months there, Slap. Here we go, Colress. Hopefully not too bad. There's a VIP pass in it, so it can't be terrible. There's a Snorlax as well, but I don't think you're ever going to use the Snorlax. No Psychic Energy yet, though. We're at 10. That's what you need for the Sableye. Need a Psychic Energy still, though. I don't know if there's any in the discard pile. I don't think there is. Double Colress. No, Colress Gate. Colress Gate. So you could gate this turn from Pram, which I think is probably fine if that's what you have to do to get the energy for the Sableye. Now, you don't, though... one thing you don't want to do, you don't only just want to get one energy, you want to get two. I think Pram is still trying to dig for the Psychic. Did find a Lightning there, but did find the Psychic. So now we'll have the Psychic set up. Gets to save the gate. 2 Lightning in the discard pile. I'm assuming that means, yeah, Pram does run 3 Lightning. 3 Lightning, 3 Psychic, 3 Metal, 2 Grass. Sableye down with the energy. You have Guru to put a Colress on top of the deck. Gonna go with the Rod actually here off the rip. So we're going to get the Raikou here, we're going to get the Lightning Energy here, and we're going to get the Goon and probably a Metal or a Grass. So Raikou, Goon. You need the Lightning. There's only 1 Lightning left. And does have the net in hand to move the Comfey. Okay, Raikou, Lightning. I don't know about the Metal of the Grass. I don't know what's left. Definitely needs to get the Goon. Yeah, Pram doesn't know either. Okay, so I don't think it matters. I think the Metal and the Grass... Well, actually, I don't know if any are prized. I don't know if Pram knows either, to be honest. I don't know actually how much Pram checks his prize cards. Hey, what's up, Thar? Has a gate in hand, but I don't think we're going to see that. We should probably see Primate Wisdom. Went with the Mirage Gate on top, I think, instead of the Colress. No, went with the Colress, it looked like. Actually, was it a Colress? Actually, I think it was only a Mirage Gate. And then has to net, which you don't want to net the Comfey there, but you have to. Chooses not to bench the Comfey back down, saving the bench space for the Goon and the Raikou, of course. And we're going to see 1 on the Drago. And then we're going to see 1 on each of the Reggies. So that's just going to be... All right. Pram's touching Reggies now. You need some on the Gigas. A little bit here, a little bit there. A sprinkling, a smattering of damage. So what do we got? We got 6, 7, 8. So Pram's got 4 left. So I think you maybe just go with 1 on the Steel, 1 on the Ice, 1 on the Rock to close it out. I don't think it actually matters too much. Ends up with 1 extra 1 on the Gigas. So you can KO the Gigas with Cram here, I guess. All right. Nets would be nice here for Matthew. Yeah, Pram setting up for the Raikou play on the next turn. See it. Regirock up. So Regirock's the attacker. I think Pram... Well, I guess no, because you want to be able to cram... You want to have the potential to cram everything. You can't have the potential to cram everything, because there's bad lucky in play. Every Reggie can have a little damage as a treat. So Marnie coming in. This is actually good for Pram that the Marnie's happening, because Pram doesn't have any of the Raikou stuff besides the gate. But now Pram has almost all of the... Almost. Not quite. Almost all the Raikou stuff. Once again, Matthew is taking way too much time. This is like super... Like, Matthew just gotta go... You just gotta play... You gotta play cards. And now you should just load up the Regirock and attack. Maybe net reset the Gigas. So we could go like... Oh. Net reset the Rock. Well, we could just attack with Rock there, right? I think you could Gigas, load up the Rock, net reset the Gigas. Capture coming down. You should definitely hold this capture, because you might need to get another Drago at some point. Oh, you have an Ultra Ball, though, so I guess that's fine. Shoes. 40 seconds left. So Matthew has to attack before the time expires. Rock back to the active, because does have another Rock in hand. Makes sense. Reggie rocking out here. Loads up the Rock. Knock out. All right. Comfey up from Pram. Okay, so Matthew is in a spot to be able to win this game now. Has 2 turns left at the very least. Probably will be 2 turns left. Most of the stuff Pram needs, the only thing that Pram's missing is the Raikou here, to be honest. So I wouldn't hate to see Pram just try and hit it. And just go, like, Guru something on top of the deck. And then, yeah, I think Pram should almost go, like... You actually don't even want a Goon here as Pram. You want to go, like, leave the Regirock in the active stuck and KO the Lecky off the bench. That's why it would have been good for Matthew to reset the Gigas and set up 2 attackers. Because the way Pram can win this game now... I think Pram should almost go like Primate Wisdom, the Psychic Energy on top, and then hope to get the Raikou, attach, use it to the Raikou, net the Comfey, play the Marnie. Don't knock out the Regirock, but hit it, and then knock out the Lecky. So that way there's plenty of whiffed attack next turn. I have no idea what just happened. Pram's going with the Mirage Gate. Use the Mirage Gate here. Okay. Gonna make things tough to pull off the next. Well, no, there's a Rod in the deck actually, so Pram can just draw into everything. Pram can still do it. Probably want the Metal on the active. I'm gonna get the Metal on the Psychic. So you want to put Metal on the active, Psychic on the Guru, I guess. I don't even know. We can put both on the Comfey actually. Yeah, you should just put both on Comfey. Oh, going with both the Greninja. I guess you can. That's interesting. You could net the Comfey and then send up the Greninja, but why wouldn't you just retreat the Comfey to the Greninja? Or retreat the Comfey to the Raikou? It means you burn the net as well, but I don't think burning net does anything, really. You just play the Marnie? No, you gotta... Okay, I think it's just a mistake from Pram. I think Pram definitely should just put both on Comfey and then Marnied. And now Pram's looking to get Lightning, Rod, Gate, Raikou. And has a Primate Wisdom to work with as well. And is drawing most of the cards, to be honest. And has Primate Wisdom, so... Gate, Net... Oh, but can't get... Oh, but still has Comfey left, so you could go Primate Wisdom first. So Pram can go Primate Wisdom, the Choice Belt, then retreat to the Comfey. Retreat to the new Comfey. So yeah, Primate Wisdom first. So Pram can still get there. This is Raikou. No, it's Rod. I was close. Now you can retreat to the Comfey, and then use Comfey, Lost Zone the net. Oh, wait. You got a bunch of fresh Comfey. No, what are you doing? What's happening? Haven't you already used that? Wait, has Pram not used that Comfey? Oh, maybe Pram hasn't used that Comfey. I could be wrong, actually. I actually don't know. I just assumed it got... No. Hold up. I thought it got used. He net? He didn't? Oh, okay. I'll just chat on this one. Did he use it and then net it? Okay, so Pram should have the Raikou attack here. I think... Actually, maybe not. I don't know what's in the discard pile. There's no lightning or grass, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that there's lightning and grass in there. Okay, cool. It works. Just Gate, then Marnie, I think? Okay. Has the metal, has the net. So the Regirock can't currently attack, but Matthew could have set themselves up on the last turn to be able to deal with this exact play by setting up 2 attackers by net resetting Gigas. And going... KO's the steal over the Lecky. Interesting. Is there more Leckies in the deck? I actually don't know what the deck looks like here for Matthew. Yeah, what does the... There must be a steal in the discard pile if Pram played this. Maybe the Luckies got shuffled back in with a Rod. So you want to net the Rock. Gotta send up the Drago. There's a Quick Ball and an Aurora Energy. Oh, wait, does Lecky knock out here, though? Lecky does knock out with the energy attachment. You gotta send something up here. Yeah, Lecky knocks out with the energy attachment. Oh no, that's bad Lecky! Bad Lecky coming back to punish? I swear there was 2 Leckies in the discard pile there. So I thought Pram would just KO the Lecky there. But it doesn't matter because the Lecky can't attack. Wait, but then maybe it's also a steal in there then, I guess? Wait, if there's not steal here, though, Pram just trolled by not KOing the Lucky, right? If there's a steal here, Pram was just trolling. Okay, there is a steal. There must be 2 steal in the discard pile. So I think playing the quick ball here from Matthew is... that seems incorrect, because you could save the quick ball. Maybe it's not worth saving the quick. So you could, like, play the Aurora, thin out a card, save the quick ball. But we're probably going to see burn... So we're going to burn all the cards. The Regice. One. They got a quick ball, but needs a net. No net! Oh, no! I think Pram's got it then. Or close enough. Because now Matthew just can't win the game. Because Matthew had 2 turns left. And now Matthew has 1 turn left to draw 2 prize cards, which is impossible for the Reggie deck. And Pram won't quite deck out here. Can also KO the Lecky. Here comes some Wisdom. So it's going to be the Goon. And is going to use the Goon here as well, probably. And now even could Rod for Sableye as well, to be honest. Sableye is basically your only attacker. I guess you could attack with Cram as well, but Sableye is just like a better attacker, I think. Let's go Sableye. Double Psychic, I would even go if you could. Goes to Same Incentive to not deck out. I don't know if I like that. I think you want to... Maybe you don't need to draw into the Sableye ever, but you might need to. No, you don't have to activate. Yeah, Prime always wins. I don't even know what I'm saying. Do they not have like a turn counter to like show whose turn it is? That's what they need to add. It's like the next thing. They've added like the Lost Zone counter at the top under the player's cams, but now they need to add like a... They need to add like a turn counter. All right, double knockout. Goes after the ice. Oh, there is 2 ice in this card pile, so that makes sense because yeah, like you can't attack. Making Sonar, I guess. Oh, the Rod was the next card. It's so close. Okay, let's go back and review this turn specifically then. I think it'd be good to review this turn. Once again, I was like kind of going both ways on this. Like I think Matthew did misplay here, but I was talking up like Matthew does need to play fast, right? It's super important that Matthew played fast, so that was also pretty important. But let's go back and review this turn specifically. I think this is like the turn where Matthew could have won. Was it this turn? No, it was a little bit later. I went a little bit too far. I should have just done this. The VOD is so long, like if I click anywhere. It was the turn we attacked with Regirock here, where we chose to attack with Regirock as Matthew. It's coming up. So it's this turn here. So Matthew needs to attack this turn, take a knockout. And then the problem, though, with this turn, though, is it's possible for Pram to not KO the Regirock. Right? Pram can not KO. Oh, no, it wasn't this turn, though. It was the turn after. Oh, no, wait, because Matthew resets the Regirock for Pram, actually. So, yeah, this is like the problem here for Matthew. So the problem with this play is if Matthew just leaves this Regirock in the active, it does give Pram the knockout, but you don't really care if Pram gets a knockout. Pram's not going to create 2 more Raikus. Pram can do 1 more Raikou. And this is why it's important to like check your opponent's discard pile and their Lost Zone and like know exactly what they can do. Like Pram only plays 4 Mirage Gate, only 2 Ordinary Rod. Like these are things you can like make good judgment calls on. Some of them are impossible to play more of, like Mirage Gate, but you can make a pretty good judgment call and be like, all right, Pram probably plays 2 Ordinary Rod. I saw the Recycler in the last game. There's no way they're playing 3 Ordinary Rod and a Recycler, unless they're just like, you can't account for I'm like trying to invent a word right now for someone being a bozo, right? Like if someone's a bozo and just plays a really bad list, like you can't always account for people playing terrible lists. So you want to play around what is like expected, right? So if Pram whips out a 3rd and a 4th Ordinary Rod, well, oh well. Like you can't play around someone being a bozo, right? And just playing a terrible list all the time. You want to when you can. You want to play around that POW pad in the Lost Zone deck, but or I guess that's not even that unreasonable. Little arrow next to the V's is the turn counter. No, that's not a turn counter. That's just showing whose turn it is. That's just showing whose turn it is. It's not a turn counter. If it wins games, is it really a bad list? If it wins a game but loses all your other games, yes, it's a bad list. Okay, so this turn specifically for Matthew. Once again, I was kind of hyping up or talking up. Matthew needs to play fast, right? The clock is against Matthew, not Pram. So Matthew needs to play fast. So here, all Matthew has to do is load up the Regirock, net reset the Gigas, load up the Gigas, and attack. Instead, Matthew just starts netting everything. Matthew could have kept the super simple load up the Regirock, net reset the Gigas. Gigas loads up the Regirock. Probably should have even sent up the Regice and retreated this energy off the Regice to load up the Gigas that much further and have 2 attackers set up. Because if you attack with Regirock this turn, if you attack with anything that can attack this turn as Matthew, like attack again next turn, then you probably just win. If you attack with something that can attack next turn, I guess it's still possible you lose, but you probably win. But if you set up 2 attackers, you literally can't lose if you set up the Gigas. Yeah, if you set up 2 attackers, you literally just can't lose. Because especially if one of them is specifically the Gigas, you just can't lose. Because Pram can't KO Gigas and your active Pokemon. And then you attack with Gigas, and that gives you a turn to reestablish your setup. But more importantly, you knock out Pram's last attacker in the Raikou, or probably last attacker. Pram could still have set up like 1 or 2 more attackers, maybe, in like Crams or something. But that was like the big turn there for Matthew, where it's just like, you just need to set up 2 attackers. And like I said, it's important that Matthew plays fast, which of course is going to lead to misplays. And that was good. Like, it's good that Matthew played faster. And it did lead to some mistakes here, right? But we can still like go back and look at this turn and be like, okay, this is what Matthew needed to do. So Matthew sends up the rock. Oh, was it this turn? Yeah. This turn, Marnie's, and then we draw into a hand. Maybe should have even just researched there, to be honest. I don't even know. Because that was like, Pram was like wanting cards out of his deck, not out of his hand. So, once again, Matthew's sitting here just playing with the card. Like, you want Regirock to die. You have a Rock in the hand. You want Gigas to die. You have a Gigas in the hand. You don't have a Drago in your hand. You do have the Capture, but the Capture gets like Quick Ball here or something, I think. Then we get the Check and Choose. Maybe it gets Ultra Ball, I don't know. And then we like start netting everything. When all Matthew has to do here is Gigas, load up the Regirock. Which I don't even know why Regirock was pushed to begin with. It probably should have been Drago if there's another Drago in the deck, but I don't know if it's in the scrap pile. So load up your Regirock, net reset your Gigas, load up your Gigas. After you send up Regice and retreat this Twin Energy off the Regice, you can put it on your Gigas and have double Twin on the Gigas. I'm pretty sure the other Twin Energy is in the discard pile. And then you have Regirock set up as an attacker, and you have Gigas set up as an attacker, and I'm pretty sure you just can't lose. And I think even better than this would have been sending up Registeel. Actually, I don't know. There might be a steal in the discard pile, so maybe that's not right. But if you just have the 2 attackers set up here, you just win as Matthew. So like, it's a balance to it, right? Like, you have to try and play optimally, but you have to also play. Is this the 1 steal guy? Oh, actually, it's not the 1 steal guy, but I think you're. I think actually, Lynn, I think they only play 1 steal because we've only seen 1 steal, and that's why I think there's like 2 steal, but there's not. I think actually Matthew only plays 1 steal. Okay, we'll wrap it up there. I think. Yeah, I think Matthew is actually doing the cheesy 1 of steal. Yeah. Because we haven't seen 2 steal from Matthew, actually, I don't think all game. So yeah, I think Matthew is doing the steal cheese.